Работаем, блядь! Работаем!
Battle of Bakhmut. Ukrainian troops destroyed dozens of Russian tanks in one day. Russia lost 6 tanks in the span of 24 hours during clashes near the city of Bakhmut, Colonel General Oleksandr Syrskyi, the commander of Ukraine's ground forces, said on Thursday. In one day we destroyed 6 Russian tanks in the Bakhmut direction, said Syrskyi, who is in operational control of Ukraine's ongoing counteroffensive efforts in the southeast of the country. Last month, more than 3 months into its counteroffensive to reclaim territory seized by Russia in the war, Ukraine announced that it had reclaimed the village of Andriivka, roughly 6 miles south of Bakhmut. Kyiv said that Moscow's forces in the area were left in tatters after the battle. Bakhmut has seen some of the fiercest clashes of the conflict, and Ukraine's counteroffensive is advancing toward the industrial city. The Asgard Group, the Ochi unit of the 120th Separate Airborne Brigade, worked in cooperation with the Shark Group of the 28th Brigade, the Klavdik Group of the 92nd Separate Mechanized Brigade, and the head of the Electronic Warfare and Cyber Warfare Service of the 28th Brigade, worked to destroy the Russian tanks near Bakhmut, the commander said in a post on his official Telegram channel. Our soldiers canceled 3 T-72 tanks, 1 T-80, and 2 T-90, his statement added. The General Staff of Ukraine's armed forces said in a post on social media on Thursday that near Bakhmut, Russian forces made unsuccessful attempts to regain the lost ground in the vicinities of Hryhorivka, Klishchivka, and Andriivka, Donetsk Oblast. The Ukrainian Defense Forces continue assault operations south of Bakhmut, Donetsk Oblast, inflict losses in manpower and equipment on the enemy, and consolidate their new positions, the General Staff said. It said that since Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine began in February 2022, Moscow has lost 4,757 tanks, including 12 tanks in the past 24 hours. Media has not been able to independently verify Ukraine's figures. Estimates of military casualties in the conflict vary widely, with figures provided by Ukraine usually outstripping those given by its Western allies. Russia rarely releases figures on its own troop losses, but when it does, its estimates are far lower than those of Ukraine. Ukrainian forces have regained more territory from the invading Russian forces in the eastern and southern fronts, Kyiv said on September 11th. As German Foreign Minister Annalena Baerbock made a surprise visit to the capital, promising unwavering support for Ukraine. In the direction of Bakhmut, the defense forces have partial success in the Klishchiivka area of the Donetsk region. They dislodged the enemy from their occupied positions. Fierce battles continue, the General Staff of the Armed Forces reported in its daily bulletin on September 11th. The military said that more than 30 clashes between the Ukrainian forces and the invading Russian troops took place in the previous day. Deputy Defense Minister Hanna Maliar said Ukraine's forces had recaptured nearly 2 square kilometers of land, including part of the village of Opitny in the Donetsk region over the past week. She also reported some success near the villages of Novomayorske, Andriivka, and Klishchiivka in the east. Kyiv's troops have retaken 49 square kilometers near Bakhmut since Ukraine launched its counteroffensive in June, Maliar told Ukrainian television on September 11th. Maliar claimed Kyiv had recaptured 1.5 square kilometers in the south, where Ukrainian troops are trying to advance toward the Sea of Azov. She also reported some progress near the rural settlements of Robotyne and Verbov in the Zaporizhzhia region. Kyiv also announced on September 11th that its forces had retaken the Boyko Towers, oil and gas drilling platforms in the Black Sea that had been controlled by Russia since 2015. The platforms are located roughly halfway between the Moscow-annexed Crimean Peninsula and the coast of Ukraine's southwestern Odessa region. During one phase of the operation to recapture the platform, a battle took place between Ukrainian special forces on boats and a Russian Su-30 fighter jet, Kyiv's military intelligence said. Moscow's plane was hit and forced to retreat, it claimed. Crimea and much of the surrounding waters were illegally annexed by Moscow in 2014. Russia claimed to have annexed Donetsk, Zaporizhzhia, and 2 other Ukrainian regions in September last year, despite not having full military control over the regions.
Когда идешь по такой колонне и видишь этих наших защитников,